Salutations, it's Mr. Dube. And before I begin this video, I want to apologize to my mom, my nieces, and my sister, and all my other family members and friends who have been watching these videos and supporting me, especially those close to me, because some of them are a little bit concerned because you're wondering what's going on. Why is this guy going down this route? Why is he putting himself out there like that? And there's a concern, but there's nothing to be concerned about. All it is that there's something inside of me, right? There's something deep inside of me that I need to get out. I need to let it out somehow. Now I've released part of it at the gym. You know the G, Mr. Dube, the Beast. You know what it is. Most of you watching this have followed me from Instagram, so you know the deal. That this boy is a master at that game, and I released it in my professional life. Right. However, there's still things inside of me. There are talents that are inside of me. There are things that have been buried inside of me, and that if I don't let them out, when I'm laying on my deathbed one day and I'm lying there, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret those days. I'm gonna regret not going out there and doing what I wanted to do, doing what I'm feeling in my heart, what is my heart is telling me, what my intuition is telling me, where it's guiding me. I'd regret it horribly if I'm lying in that bed. And one thing that I've learned throughout this life is that I can withstand anything. Those watching this, especially my family and my friends, you know what I've gone through. Every sort of humiliation that you can think of, right? Being made the laughing stock of places. I've been through all of it. Reverting to Islam, and I got ostracized by my friends and everybody. I got isolated, and then the same people. Now, some of them are looking into Islam today. The same people phoned me a couple of years later and said, listen, apologies for that behavior. We apologize for treating you in that manner. I'm sorry. And I accept the apologies. So what it has taught me is that I need to listen to myself, because experience has taught me that listening to myself benefits me more than listening to others. If I didn't listen to myself and I was afraid of what other people have said, and living in this Islamophobic world that we live in, and I was afraid to come out and say, listen, this is me, I'm a Muslim, and I had to live hiding and being something that I'm not my entire life. Not to say I'm a perfect Muslim or the best Muslim, just like any other believer out there, Christian, Jewish, whichever believer that's out there, we work towards that ideal state of perfection. We're not born like that, we're not like that from the beginning. And when you join into a religion, does not mean that you're automatically going to be able to have the willpower to become the best and the perfect version of what that religion teaches. It takes time, just like everything else in life, but it's a constant battle. It's a constant battle that you fight towards, and you become better in time. However, I'm going on a tangent. My point is that I need to listen to my intuition, and I need to listen to what's in my heart. And if those watching this, for whatever reason, have a problem with my content and a problem with me and what I'm saying, then to hell with them. That's just how I feel, because there's nothing that I'm saying in these videos, there's nothing that I'm going to be talking about that is detrimental. I believe all this knowledge that I'm sharing, even if it's basic, it sounds like basic stuff to you guys because you guys are coming from a point of privilege. So you're looking at me and you're watching me and you're saying, why is this guy telling us basic things? Right? Some of it. Like, why is this guy telling us basic things? We know that because you guys are speaking from a point of privilege. Being a guy who's lived across the country and in some regions in Africa, and have met and interacted with a lot of people in the most gruesome, grimiest, dirtiest places that you can imagine, having to go in there and help people, and having to interact with the people in that area, and speaking to the young boys in the area, and just hearing where they are, like their mindset is, and how they see the world, and just how far I'm like, damn, I used to be that little kid, but that kid is worse than me. He's worse off than where I began. At least had some footing, at least had a decent father figure, brilliant father figure, amazing father figure. Dad was a G. And I was blessed with mentors along the way, but those kids don't have anything. So I'm hoping this finds someone one day. One day when I'm gone, when I'm irrelevant, because I'm making dua and praying that this will find the right person and benefit them. Even if it's a single individual, one person that it gets to benefit, then my purpose would have been fulfilled. Then that thing inside of me would have come out. I can breathe a little bit because I've done it. Right? Some things call you for it to go do them. Whether you suck at them or not, that's how you start. You just go at it because this thing is saying, do it. No one picks up a guitar and then starts strumming away and then it sounds amazing. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. No one just goes and starts playing a piano and they go and play a grand piano and they're playing lovely melodies. It doesn't happen like that. There's a process in between, but for that person to go and do that, there was something inside of them. They say, go do it. Go pick up that guitar. Go play that piano. Go bang the drums. It's inside of them. Go write that music. Go into the studio. Whatever it is that you are compelled to do, you should listen to it. Because every time I do something I'm compelled to do, I get ridiculed, I get laughed at, I get mocked. But then later people come and they give me my flowers and say, oh, okay, we see where you're going with this. No, you didn't see it, bro. So there's always a recipe to the madness. And that's one thing I want my family and those close to me watching this to understand, that there's a recipe for madness. And it's the only video I'm going to say this. I'm not have to repeat it again. That do not worry. Right? You guys know me. You've known me my whole life. There's no one as solid as me. I don't know any man solid. I need another man like me. Right? I need a partner like myself in my life. I need someone like that on my team, like myself. Because I trust me. I can rely on me. I know I don't screw people over. I know I don't put people in situations that are worse off than where they were before. So that's why I believe that doing this for me is out of the goodness of my heart. Right? There's other ways to hustle and get cash into one's life, and I've been blessed. No, not really where I need to be right now, or I should be, but I'm blessed in many ways. Family, like I'm blessed, I'm surrounded, I'm protected in many ways that money cannot buy. I have relationships that money cannot buy, money cannot sever them. And for me, that's more important. And these messages that I'm going to be sharing here are for those, as I said, who may not have been as privileged as you watching this. And you might find it as basic information. You might think this guy's just talking. But some kid one day is going to listen to this and be like, hey, no, Mr. Dube's actually got something there. I didn't see it like that, because it hit me like that. When I sat in certain rooms and I listened, just sat and listened, I'm like, oh, damn. I didn't know that. That's why I didn't get invited again to that house. I didn't know that. That's why they didn't message me. I didn't know that. Part of the process. Learning, being in uncomfortable positions, feeling uncomfortable at times, and sometimes feeling excruciating pain because of the lack of information and knowledge and guidance and mentorship. A lot of that is lacked. Everyone else here wants to just come out and talk about how amazing they are and how great their life is and what they have and what they bought last week and what they're going to do and where they went. But what about the kids? What about the people who are in the dark, who don't know? What about them? Are we not trying to bring them along with us? Are we not trying to elevate them as we go up? Even with basic knowledge, things that you find basic. Is it not our duty? But as I said, everybody has their own calling. Maybe others can spread that message through their music, right? Others spread it through their art. But you all teach in some way. Others teach through business, mentorship, having someone that they taken from the bottom and they create a boss out of it. And they even go on to run their own business and they work as partners, invested in the other business. So there's many ways where you can do it. But I hope that you're doing it. So, question everything, but don't ask questions. And what do I mean by this? I question everything, but don't ask questions. It's going to be very short and simple. The rest of this video I've done with my tangent. It's going to be very short. But question everything, meaning, simply put, do not take information in and believe it to be true before doing your own research. Especially in these days, especially if you're around wealthy people and people with money. I can tell you right now, most of my friends are millionaires, right? I'm the poorest guy in my circle of friends, the brokest guy in my circle of friends. I'm that guy that they want to wait for me at the finish line and be like, it took you long enough, bro. Fuck. It took you so long, bro. Why do you have to be so slow? I'm gonna be that guy, right? Reaching them at the destination. By following the little breadcrumbs along the way to go find them. I'm gonna be that guy. However, I do sit with these guys and I hear them talking nonsense. At times, we'll be sitting with someone, I'm sitting at a bride, I'm listening to him sitting with somebody else, telling him nonsense about the gym and health and fitness. And those you know. If you're watching this, you followed me probably from Instagram to come watch this. My little 5 viewers, you guys followed me from Instagram to watch this, so you know what I'm about. You guys know, man. Like I've mastered the art of manipulating the body and the physique, and no one can tell me much in that. I'm a student, like perpetual student of the game. I'll always learn. But when it comes to training and fitness, no one can tell me anything in that field. Not really. Only a few people can come give me advice. The majority of people know. Only the elite, like the top 1% can tell me advice. The rest, nah, no one can tell me nothing there. I've learned. But I'm a perpetual student of the game. But I would listen to these oaks speaking things that I know to be complete nonsense and divulging that information to somebody else. And that person's taking it to be true because this guy's got money. He's a multi-millionaire. But he knows nothing about training. He knows nothing about nutrition. Right? So you can't take his words as solid. It's the same thing even if you go to the gym and you find the guy's a little bit bigger than you. I was telling you, oh no, go take this stuff, he's gonna do this and this. Go do your own research. Question it. Don't just take in that knowledge and just go take something because some guy at the gym told you to do it. You must question it. Because he's bigger than you, or he's got more muscle on his frame, or he looks like your ideal physique, your dream physique, does not mean he knows what he is doing or what he's talking about. Maybe someone else told him to take the same thing and he just took it as one. It worked for him. Does not mean it will work for you. So question everything and do your own research. Don't take things at face value. Look at someone, they look like they know what they're doing, and they tell you, hey, go do this, and you do it. Or they say, oh, this is what it is, and you believe them. And those thoughts become part of your psyche, part of your subconscious, because you believe what they say because of the status that they're in. As I said, I got many wealthy friends, and I sit with them, and sometimes they talk crap about fire. I'm like, you just misinformation. They're human beings just like yourself. They have strong points and weak points. They've mastered the art of making money. They've mastered the art of commerce. Does not mean they've mastered any other arts. That's why even them, they have to go to a spiritual leader and sit down with them and say, listen, I've got these problems. Please pray for me. That's why those wealthy men will go to a spiritual leader who lives in some hut somewhere in the Bundus. In a little hut there. He's got nothing. He's dirt poor. But that multi-millionaire is going to go to that guy's hut and sit inside there to get that knowledge and get some wisdom to make his life better because he knows he doesn't know everything. There's no man that knows everything, that's schooled in everything. Money, yes, is one part of the game. It's one of the most important parts. Second up there to oxygen. So of course, when somebody has it, you know how hard it is to actually get good at that game. Like it's hard, right? If you're going it the straight way, the right way, even if you're taking some corners in between, but you are not breaking any laws, it is hard. Or you're not breaking your moral boundaries to get it. It is hard. So of course, naturally, when somebody gets to that level, respect them. You're like, okay, this guy must know what he's talking about. Look at all the stuff he's got. This thing is hard. I haven't managed to win this game. My mom didn't manage to win this game. My dad, my granddad. You understand? So you think, okay, this oak knows what he's talking about, but not all the time. So question everything. Don't just take in information thinking that this person knows. Go do your own research. It's free these days. The internet is free. Back when I was in school, I love reading, so I'd always go to the library, take out books, and go research. Right. Some people say I'm like a little bit one of those, in the hood, there's always that crazy guy who's too learned. He's like read too much, he knows too much. Some people akin me to that. They're like, this guy he's a little bit, there's a screw loose somewhere because of my hunger for knowledge. When I sit with people and they tell me something, I'm going home and I'm researching that thing for days until I get to the bottom of it. Then I internalize and it becomes a part of me. Then my consciousness expands and you can never take that away from me again. It's part of me now. Download that program into my system. So you need to do the same. You mustn't download shitty programs. There are a lot of shitty programs floating out there. You're going to sit somewhere, you're going to give you a shitty program, you download it, you're going to run with it. It's not going to serve you. So go find out and read as many programs as possible. And you pick the best for you. Combine them and program yourself with the best program. Put in that knowledge into your mind and Live it. So do not just take in things at face value. And don't ask questions. Next part of this video is do not ask any questions. And what I mean by this, we hear this all the time. See this all the time. You see a couple walking past here, and here their aunt comes along. Hey guys, when are you guys having kids? Why are you asking them this? What if they've been trying to conceive for months, years even? You don't know. You don't know what they're going through. Why are you asking them that? What you gonna do? If they tell you right now, they say, okay, we can't have kids, my wife can't conceive. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna say, oh, I'll come fix it? Are you gonna fix it? You can't. So do not ask things that have nothing to do with you. Your friend comes over, used to drive a Ferrari, GTI, whatever car it was. Comes through now, he's driving a Tesla. Comes to your house. If it's your best friend, like if it's your best friend, of course I'm asking, yo, bro, trying to act low key now, trying to hide the money too well now. You're in the Tesla, I can make a small comment like that. But if I don't really know the G, he's my new friend. I just met him, getting along, new acquaintance. Used to be rolling in this. He comes in there. I'm gonna ask him until he tells me. Because what am I gonna do? Unless I have the resources to help that person and I've got a spare car in my garage, I've got a spare Ferrari for them. Yo, bro, where's the Ferrari? You need another Ferrari? Here, use mine for now until yours is better. Unless I've got that, I need you to just shut up and let them talk. If they tell me and diverge it to me and say, listen, this is what happened, I lost my car, blah, 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 then I can listen and then I can engage with them and try cheer them up if they're down or whatever the case is. But why ask questions? Because what are you going to do about it? Where's the girlfriend? If I say she's not here, what you going to do? You going to come lay with me tonight? You going to cuddle with me tonight? What you going to do about it, bro? What do you want to know? Hey, my girlfriend is. Where's your girlfriend? How is she? Why? Why are you asking about her? Do you miss her? Do you want to go marry her? Must I pass her to you? Do you want her? Do you want to come lay with me? Or is some sus stuff going on there? What's the plan, bro? Why are you asking me these questions? My best mate, of course. Like my people in my circle, my tight circle, they can ask me anything. And I can ask them anything. To a limit. Sometimes all of us have boundaries. You can't just ask people anything that you feel like asking them. It's not in your right. You'll find you won't get invited again. Or that person will be distant from you. Or they'll shut you up because you ask questions that have nothing to do with you. Don't be that person that's always nosy in people's business, asking them questions that have nothing to do with you. Stay out of people's business. Let them go through their business privately. If you need to ask, then you don't need to know. That's my philosophy. If you need to ask, you don't need to know. Because if you needed to know, you would have been told. You wouldn't have to ask. The fact that you have to ask means you do not need to know. So don't go around asking people questions. Oh, why you lost so much weight? Oh, you look, You don't know what that person is going through. And most of the time, you guys are just asking those questions to poke at the person. Like, oh, where's the boyfriend? Oh, where's the fancy car that you had? It doesn't matter. What's it got to do with you? How's that going to help you sleep at night? You want to sleep better? If I say this written off, then you want to sleep better? If I say this at the service center, what? What you going to do with that information? That's useless information. Asking people useless information. Right? Rather engage with people with real conversations, some deep stuff. Let's speak about money. Let's speak about change. Let's speak about growth. Right? Meet me and say, yo, bro, your eyes look like they're glowing a little bit more. What's going on? What's happening in your life? Then I can tell you. That's why we talk. We must just probe, but don't ask questions that have nothing to do with you. Leave that. Leave that to the uncultured individuals who just want to ask questions for no reason that have nothing to do with them. So question everything. Don't just accept information just because somebody's got a little more zeros than you behind their name. And stop asking people questions that have nothing to do with you. Get into a room, absorb information, speak when you're spoken to. When you meet up with a friend, give them positive vibes. If they're going through something, if something has changed in their life, as a friend, though, will tell you when they're good and ready. Don't be going behind their back to try to find out what happened. What's happened to their car? What happened to their house? Oh, what happened to their business? Don't be doing that. When they're ready and the time is right, they'll come to you as their friend to say, listen, this is what happened to me. Then you can listen to them. But stay out of people's business. Stop probing into things that have nothing to do with you. Fuck what you do with you. So I'm gonna end this video. It's Mr. Dube, and as I said, friends and fam, there's nothing to worry about. Just getting started. We're just warming up. It's not gonna stop. It's gonna keep going. Knowledge will get deeper. Hopefully to reach some ears that need this. Whether I'm here or I'm not here, because this life is short. Either way, this message will get to that person that needs it.